Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you again. If you follow the channel, you know that I hate paying resale, but every now and then there's a shoe that just seems worth it to me, and that's exactly what we're going to get into today. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at this pair that I had to grab, even if it meant paying resale. This is a shoe that really had my attention ever since I heard it was coming out. It's a pair that I never thought I'd be able to own because initially they were crazy limited. People have spent insane amounts of money on pairs of this shoe, and I just couldn't believe that they were going to release them again. There's a lot of nostalgia that goes along with this pair, and as I'm talking more and more, go ahead and put it down in the comments what shoe you think I'm talking about. We'll find out here in a second if you're right. I bet most of you already know what I'm talking about. The reason why I ended up buying this for resale was because, like I said, people have been spending insane amounts of money on this shoe. It was incredibly limited the first time that it came out. It came out whenever I was a teenager. It came out in '99, the year that I was graduating high school. I really never thought we'd see these again, and I especially didn't think we'd see such a broad release, which in turn ended up making these very affordable. Retail for these was $150. I paid $200, so with fees and everything, it came out a little over $200. For this pair, I knew that I would regret not getting these if I passed up this chance to bring them into my collection. This one came in a black Nike box. It's a drawer style box, so this pulls out of there. The entire box is like a flat black color, but in glossy print. You can see Nike there on the top, and it's also got some Nike branding on the sides there in glossy print as well. It's kind of hard to see. The tag reads Nike Dunk High Retro Premium. The colors are black, pollen, and white. And if you didn't have an idea of what I was talking about already, then you definitely know now. Like I said, these retailed for $150 US on most reselling platforms. In my size, a size 10, they're selling for right around 200 bucks. And for this shoe, I just thought it was worth that amount. The funny thing is, not long after I ordered these, my mother-in-law was like, I still need a Christmas present idea for you. I still need a Christmas present idea. Told her, well, I've got a pair of shoes coming in that are definitely staying in my collection, and if you want, you can just buy those for me. And she said, okay, that's what I'll do. Shout out to her. This is actually a Christmas present from her. So after I do this review, I'm gonna give these to her. She's gonna wrap them up, and I can't wear them until Christmas, but that's all right. And enough of my yapping. This is what I definitely wanted to grab whenever I had the opportunity. Whenever my wife first saw these, she was like, but we already have the Pollens. We actually both have the Jordan 1 High Pollens, and the colors I think are just about exact. If you noticed at the beginning of the review, I've got the Pollens on feet right now, and if I had to pick a Jordan 1 High that I've worn the most over the past couple of years, it's definitely the Pollens. Not only do I love the color scheme of yellow and black, but also I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and we go to games a lot. Me living in West Virginia, I'm not that far from Pittsburgh, so we like to take in a couple of games a year usually. I wear the Pollens to the stadium. I wear them if I'm going to like a fantasy sports draft party or something like that. I wear them if I'm just watching them on TV, you know. It's one of those pairs of shoes that seems to go with just about everything because I've got so much Pittsburgh related gear. But all that being said, you probably noticed these have that Wu-Tang W there on the tongue, and they've also got that Wu-Tang W embroidered there on the heel. And as much as I like the materials on the Pollens, these materials are even better than that. I am so glad that Nike did these right and gave these the respect that they are due. I'm telling you, in 1999, even if you weren't into sneakers, if you were just into music, then you knew about these shoes. But really, everyone knew immediately that they were unattainable. I had always believed that there was only 36 pairs of these made back in 1999, but then whenever I looked that up to do some fact checking right before I made this video, I found out they actually made around 100 pairs of these, and some employees from Nike actually got pairs as well. But all that being said, there have been sales of these for like in the tens of thousands of dollars, and for the longest time this really was a grail to people that were around my age. I think these were so sought after just because of who Wu-Tang was, paired with the fact that these were so ultra limited, so that always gets some appeal to them. And then on top of that, the materials and the colors on this retro basketball silhouette, I just think these are good on so many levels, and I am beyond happy that I will finally have a pair in my possession, I guess, after Christmas. It's nice to look at them right now, but I know that I've got to put them away and then get them to my mother-in-law. But again, shout out to my mother-in-law. She did great. She got me just what I wanted. But starting at the outsole, we have a standard Dunk tread pattern. It's in this pollen yellow color, very similar to a Jordan 1 tread pattern. They were both basketball silhouettes that came out really close to each other. We've got the pivot point in the front, Nike branding there at the midfoot. Then as we look at the side of the shoe, you can see that pollen yellow colored rubber from the outsole meets a bright white midsole, and it's got bright white stitching. Looks really nice and clean. And then the real star of the show, in my opinion, is just this black and yellow upper. Really, both colors of leather seem like a very premium material. I love the texture that we have on here. It is tumbled, but it's not like overly done and pebbled. It's just got a really nice texture that you're familiar with seeing on high-end leathers. But both the black and this yellow leather have a little bit of texture, and I just think it's perfect. I think these things are so nice. With a Dunk Premium, you're expecting to have nice materials, but these are even better than I anticipated. I wasn't expecting the material to be as nice as the pollen Jordan 1 highs, but like I said before, it's thick cuts of leather. I love the texture. I love how soft it feels, and I think that this material might even be better than what I have on my pollens. But for the whole base of this shoe, we just have this really nice soft black leather. We see it down here at the toe box where we have those perforations. Then we see it on the side panels underneath of the swooshes. And then we also see it up here around the collar as well. All of the overlays on this pair are that really nice pollen yellow leather, and it looks like it's smooth in some places, but where it's not pulled as tight, you can definitely see a nice little bit of texture on there, and it just feels very premium. It's just a nice thick piece of quality material, so I'm pumped about that. Like I said, for all the overlays on the mudguard, the eye stays, the swooshes, and then wrapping around the heel, we see that pollen yellow leather. And I love this little accent where we see the Wu-Tang W on the back. It's embroidered on there in black stitching. The tongue feels like a standard Dunk tongue. It's just like a nylon material. It's in a black color, but it has yellow piping going along the edges. At the top, we have a black tag, and that has a yellow W for Wu-Tang Clan. These only came with pollen colored laces, but I would just rock them as they are. That's what I kept in my pollen Jordan 1s, and I think they look great. I think that the colorway for the pollens was inspired by this shoe, so I don't know, y'all can fact check me, but I remember back when the pollens came out and a lot of people said, oh, that reminds me of the Wu-Tang Dunks, and it did me as well. I think someone from Nike did admit back when the pollens came out that the colorway for the pollens was basically taken from the Wu-Tang Dunks. Up here at the collar, it feels like it's really extra padded. I do think Dunk highs are really comfortable. We have this satiny type of material for the sock liner, and that is in the pollen color. And then down on the insole, it's black, and it has some yellow Nike branding on it. All right, so hopefully I was able to explain to you better than I was able to explain it to my wife why I really wanted these shoes. I know I already have the Paulins, but like I said, it's probably my most worn Jordan 1 high, and now I can continue to just run those into the ground, and I know that I have these and I'll keep these clean. I mean, these will last me forever. If I'm being honest, a good pair of shoes that I only wear on certain occasions, it's gonna last me for a decade. So I'm very pumped that I have these in the collection. I might even keep watching prices, and if they stay pretty low for a long time, it might be one that I double up on, simply because I know that I'll wear them, and I know how untouchable they were for the longest time, and now you can get them pretty easily for about 200 bucks. And I'm here for it. I think that's a wonderful thing. I can't wait to be rocking these. I was really pumped to see these again. For one, it's just a really dope looking pair of kicks, and another thing too, there's just no substitute for nostalgia like this. Let me know what you all think about these. Let me know if y'all have paid resale for any pairs lately. I'd be interested in hearing that. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I appreciate you all watching tremendously, and I will catch y'all on the next one.
Protect your neck.